he will be sharing some interesting things with us. Some unique campaign, which is a largest project and the largest investment by the bank Pan Asia.
And probably guilty that I'm standing in between of you and the lunch. So will you permit me to speak or you want to have the lunch first? It's your choice. Would you like to have the lunch first or you want to listen? Okay, thank you very much. Well, the first two speakers were great, they talked great things, and I would like all of you to clap for both of them. The last slide which previous speaker showed was that brand is not about what brand speaks to the customer, it's about what customer speaks to the customer. I think I'll pick up from that. The case study which I'm going to talk about is going to have everything which has been talked in a different way in last two speakers, but it's a campaign which has a mixture of everything. It's a campaign which is very unique because it has never been done in the past, anywhere in the world. There are certain firsts to that, and which we will talk about. But before I do that, I would like to know from you that I come from a city which is north of south and south of north. Can anybody guess what that city is? Right. So how many of you have been to Hyderabad? Good. So what do you know about Hyderabad? I'm sorry? Biryani. Well, shortly you know about something else. There is something which we are doing, and this is the largest ever project in the PPP model in the entire world in the metro sector, which is Metro Rail, Hyderabad Metro Rail. And I come from LNG Metro Rail, which is doing this particular project in a DFOPT schedule, which means that we are practical owners of that project, not like all other metro projects which is happening in India, or not like Delhi Metro, which is a government project. So let's talk about this thing. And when we talk about Hyderabad, and we talk about Hyderabad Metro Rail, what does, anything comes to your mind? Okay, what else?
Does it cover the whole city?
What else? Any negative thing comes to your mind?
How safe is that?
Okay, what else?
Do they have Wi-Fi?
Right. Okay. So, have you ever heard of a company called Satyam?
Yes.
What is the connection between Satyam and Hyderabad Metro Rail?
Technology.
Yes, Satyam got down the drain because of Hyderabad Metro Rail. So that's the biggest negativity. The reason, because they floated that company of Maitas, they grabbed the money, and that's how, and the entire money grabbing was done for this project of Hyderabad Metro Rail. So that is the negativity about it. Okay. A brand can only be a brand, in my opinion, if you can connect people emotionally with it. And when we went into this project about 4 years back, that was the negativity which we had in terms of that people perceived it as a land grabbing project. People perceived that it has brought down Satyam. People like E. Sridharan, who were on the board of the government, said this project will never ever take the light, and so it should be shelved. With that kind of a negativity among the people, we won this project in second bidding, and the biggest challenge was how do we dispel that negativity. So I personally believe that a qualified PR goes by the book. They will all have a lot of constraints. They don't want to take any challenges. They will probably not like to trot on a different path which has not been done because they are under peer pressure. They are under pressures from the company and their bosses that it has to be successful. But because of various things, as I told you, but a natural communicator goes by the instinct. And this campaign was all about natural communication. Knowledge is limited and has boundaries. Imagination is unlimited and has no boundaries. And any time during the presentation, if you have any question, you can interrupt me. To me, think out of the box is an old story. So what is new?
Think within the box.
Well, that is even older story than that. So what is it?
Don't be in the box.
Okay. So what PM Modi thought about 1.5 years back, we believed it in even earlier than that, to bring everybody on the same platform. सबका साथ तभी हो सकता है जब सबका विकास साथ हो. So for that, communication should be natural, spontaneous, creative, innovative, and should be word of mouth with an innovation when people are talking to each other and promoting it. So this is a case study of a brand ambassador campaign. It's not about promoting a brand of L&D. It is not about promoting a brand of Hyderabad Metro Rail. It's about removing the negativity which was there in the minds of the investors, in the minds of the common people, in the minds of everybody who was there in that city. When we went into this project, as I told you, the challenges was there was a huge negativity. L&T was in a new role. I don't know how many of you know that L&T, though being the largest engineering and construction company, is actually very conservative. We always love behind the scenes. We don't talk to the masses. Even a press release, when we do it, we think 100 times before doing that. You are not seeing our campaigns, you don't see us advertising and everything. And this is the first time when we were working as a developer. The project is completely funded by us. There is no government funding and there is no government equity in this. So with that, you are talking to the masses, you are talking to the people who are going to be the users of Metro Rail. Even the Metro Man, Sridhar, was skeptical about this project, and the management mindset, as I told you, was very different. And there was no money. The money which was being given to us by the investors, which is about 20,000 crores, you can't spend that money on activities like campaigns and PR activities. Anything apart from engineering and construction is a complete no-no. But there was a requirement of a very powerful campaign to emotionally connect all the journeys of the society. And the concurrence of internal and external stakeholders, a sustainable, cost-effective campaign. All of you are from brands, all of you are from advertising agencies or companies. Can you think about anything which you would have thought of doing this for this kind of a scenario? Any guesses? I just want to make it more interactive. No? Okay.
Can you just repeat the question if you don't mind, please?
My question is that with this kind of a background,
Right.
if any one of you has to do a campaign, what kind of campaign you will do? You have no money to do the campaign. There is a mindset which is very different. People are not aligning with you. There is a negativity in the market. You don't have the strength of any past of doing any kind of a campaign. With that kind of scenario, what will you do? And you have to do something.
How the product enables you, in your life. Just adding to the 3 points.
Right. Are you, that's a question?
No, I'm just saying what.
Yeah, what you're saying is partially correct. Any other thing?
I think I would just look at tying up with organizations which help you kind of build a brand, from scratch. Because you don't have the money, so you will have to look at non-profits and people who work with the community.
But you have to move very fast. You can't be, doing that thing over a period of many years. It will take a lot of time, energy. Even if you will hire an event manager, he will ask for money. And you don't have so many people in your own organization
Why
to
not
do
take
that.
on students?
Well, if you reach out to the student, you will have to give something to them. There will be some money spent.
Yes, because I am already in a negative scenario. I am below zero. So I will have to take a lot of effort to, for me, I should have a personal campaign or a personal operation which should bring a positive picture about me in the minds of the people.
Yeah, that's right. But
And after that, I should pitch this idea that it should not seem negative there.
yeah, but how will you remove the negative?
Why,
You don't have road shows.
I'm sorry?
Road shows.
Okay. So let's see what has been done on
You
that.
can use YouTube
Yeah,
also.
that's one way.
Yeah.
Of regulations, connect to newspapers.
have a PR campaign around this. But for starters, you can have a media roundtable with select journalists of Hyderabad, both regional as well as English, because that's where your way is to reach out to your external stakeholders. Have a proper key messages in place before you even talk to it, because as I said, L&D doesn't talk to media, right? So it's better to have a media workshop, then have them clear, set to these are the key messages, these are your publications, and this is how you can go forward.
Okay, well, again, that costs money. Certainly. So let's go and see that how it has been done. So when we did the brainstorming, we want that what is more powerful than a media campaign? We were not interested in a media campaign. What is more powerful than an event campaign? We were not interested in events. Society involvement, different people, different needs, different aspirations, different pain areas. I don't know if you know, Hyderabad is not one city. Hyderabad is 3 cities and 5 cultures. So there are places in Hyderabad where people have not come out of their 1 square kilometer area in the last 30 years. And there are people in the same city in Cyberabad which change the pub every night. So that is the contrast. So it's multicultural, multi-dimensional kind of a society. The newspapers probably only are not going to help. So how can you bring all the people on the single platform? And how do we have an effective dialogue with the people? The important thing is dialogue, not a monologue. All advertisement campaigns, whether it is newspaper, TV, is a monologue. It's not a dialogue. So we need to have a dialogue and not a monologue, get people emotionally connected, minimum media campaign, minimum event campaign, make it big enough to excite sponsors. But tell me one thing, if it is a lending platform, why will any other sponsors as a corporate will come on board? They will not like to buy it. Obviously, they don't want to spend that money for that. It was certainly a Herculean task. How to reach 4.5 million Hyderabadis and others? That was the challenge. How do we go about? What should we do? Should we hire a celebrity or a HNI or a P3? Again, money. So conclusion was we need a common man talking to a common man because he is the stakeholder, he or she will be the national communicator for Hyderabad. So we wanted all 1.4 million people to be talking to each other and convey the same message that they are involved in this project. Hence was born the idea of having a brand ambassador from the common man. So we didn't want to have any celebrity, we wanted to make a common man a brand ambassador. And this is how we did it. We had brand ambassador selections from school children, 1 boy, 1 girl, college student, 1 boy, 1 girl, housewives, senior citizen, executives, entrepreneurs. Every part of the society was covered under it. There was not any gender which was left. Imagine a situation, a woman understands the pain area of a woman. A child understands the pain area of a child. A senior citizen understands the pain area of senior citizen. Each one of them cannot talk to others. I will give you a small example. One of the schools in Hyderabad had a very low, participation of children going to the school. And that school was taken up by a corporate, and there was ladies' toilets which was built in there. Within a span of 1 year, about 45% of the children started going there. Now that is what only a particular genre of the society will be able to convey and understand. And I think that was the objective and the reason behind it. But idea is not only important, its implementation was huge. 1.4 million people you want to communicate on one-to-one. You don't want to use TV, you don't want to use newspapers, nothing. Implementation has a lot of constraints. Management buying took 11 months. They were not convinced, as I told you, because it's a very different kind of a thought process and a mindset. Identifying the event managers and partners, reluctance to take over a year-long campaign. I was told by many of them, I have talked to even people like this craft of the world, they said you're a fool. No campaign in India has ever lasted 45 days. You're talking about a 9 months, 10 months campaign, it's never going to be successful. Obviously we didn't get anything. So we finally convinced the management that we will be able to bring the money from outside. You don't have to spend money. You allow us to do this campaign. That was it. Now the issue was, why will anybody give us the money? Because it's a campaign done for LNG, not for any other corporate. We went out to the people, we talked about it, but we were not successful at all. Then we changed our strategy. There were many, people who were tying with us, who were vendors, consultants, and they were all, from international markets and national markets. We approached them and we told them, the pitch was that this country is going to have at least 30 metros in next 5 years. If you come up on the board and we go to the world as a team, it will be a win-win situation for you and us. And if we are creating a platform to do that, we would like you to help us in funding. And that idea sold. Almost everybody who was there as a vendor and consultant, we got the funding from them. We collected about 2 crore rupees of money from that. And then even the outsiders started coming to us. With the money in hand, we were supposed to reach to 1,400 schools, 400 plus colleges, NGOs, corporates, government departments, universities and so on. We didn't want to leave anybody in the city. And the objective was very clear, to engage citizens of Greater Hyderabad to come on a single platform and chant this particular line, my city, my metro, my pride. And this was the tagline which we started doing. Well, the important thing is not how we did it, but how we divided the whole campaign. But the important thing is that we reached out to all 1,400 schools and we told them we want to address your assemblies. There were a large number of schools who were happy to give their slots to us. We involved our employees. Each of the employee was sent to 1 or 2 schools. So there was an involvement that was coming within the company. And they will go and address the students there and ask them that what do you think about Metro Rail? There was a dialogue which was happening. There were very important questions which were asked. One of the questions which I always love to talk about is, a school child of 10th class asked me, we're talking big things here. The electricity doesn't come to my city for 6 hours a day. This metro is going to run on electricity. How do you promise me that there will be no disruption on the metro rail? Very valid question. Has anybody got the answer for that? So we told him that the Hyderabad city requires 2,400 megawatts per day. Hyderabad metro will require 70 megawatts per day to run. And 50% of that, we have introduced a new regeneration technology which will be automatically generated when the train is going to move and stop. So you need only 35 megawatt per day. And we are constructing 3 different substations for that. So there is no possibility of electricity not coming. And on top of it, just for your learning process to the student, Constitution of India says that railways is the second most important emergency industry for electricity after mining. So electricity going for that 35 megawatt is certainly not going to be an issue. Now these kind of questions were asked and the negativity was dispelled during that. This was for the school students. For college students, we did a very different thing. We did tie up with the cultural, the cultural people of the universities, and they allowed us to do the campaigns in their districts, and we did some kind of events, distributed goodies, etc. That was the part of the first phase, where the third part was the executives. We went to all the corporates. We told them that would you like to register that. They registered online, offline, and then they went to an online psychometric test. That was the criteria of selection for that. For phase 2, we had housewives, entrepreneurs, and senior citizens, and there were different criteria for that. Why phase 1? I think by now you have understood, they are large in numbers and they are the biggest influencer. Because if you teach a school child, he goes back to the home and talks to it, to the mother, the father, to the grandparents, and talk about what they have listened to. And then it's a domino effect. It's a domino effect which happens from that. For housewives, etc., we went to the societies, we went to the malls, we stood on the temples, churches, and we told them that this is how it is going to, you can register and you can be a part of it. And this entire thing was done by a local event manager who did it at a very low cost and arranged all these kind of logistics for us, because logistic costs were not handled by us. To make it big, now we had the money. And after all these things when we were doing, there were people who were now queuing up to pay money as sponsors to us. So we did a lot of advertising after that. We did it on the buses, cars, theaters, malls, everywhere we promoted that this is a campaign where you can be a celebrity. You can be a part of this campaign and you can be the brand ambassador. This kind of, there's a small movie which was put in all the theaters to attract the people.
Hyderabad में मेट्रो दौड़ेगा। हाँ, the Hyderabad metro rail belongs to us.
Each one of us will be a stakeholder in the metro.
And any one of us is inspired to be one of the 10 brand ambassadors of the Hyderabad metro rail. I want to be the Hyderabad metro.
I would love to be the face of Hyderabad metro rail.
My metro की नई brand ambassador.
Now, no getting back in traffic jam.
Hamaरा metro clean way of traffic.
We also did it on the radio, and every day, evening, morning, the radio was buzzing with this.
No, I have been shortlisted for Hyderabad metro rail brand ambassador semi-finals. Now it's served for colleges, corporate, you, papa, auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa. To register all, number 634 my city, my metro, my
The only thing which we didn't do was that we didn't do any paper ad. We didn't do any TV ad. It's very expensive and it doesn't make any sense for this kind of thing. So we did activation all over. We had 75,000 registrations, 2.5 lakh hits on the Facebook page of brand ambassador and the website. And this is, as I told you, are some of the pictures and the way we approached them. Going to 1400 schools. These are some of the documents which we did it with the school students so that there is no issues on that. This is at the schools awareness program, as I told you, that how the employees were engaged with the schools. The colleges, 400 colleges, 250 plus corporates. You can see how the registration was done, and we used to have, campaigns in their places, in their offices, and people were registered offline there. As I already told you, we did the activation almost every place which people can think of in the city, and there was various selection criteria for every category. To give you an example, for housewife, we created a mall within the event place. And we gave them about 1,000 rupees to spend in 10 minutes. That kind of interesting games was done and the selection was done on their presence of mind and the quickness, etc. You can see there were a lot of senior citizens who took part in that. There was a guy who was 84 years of age and he took part in that. So that kind of enthusiasm was generated through this event. And through a various process of it, there was various selection process, and finally we went to the, grand finale. And during the process, there were 750 judges who were engaged, and all these people were either from the celebrities or from P3 or from educationists or from universities or lawyers, whatever the elite class of the society was there, they were brought in, so they were also engaged in the whole process. All our functions we had the celebrities without any payment given to them, because we told them, this is your city, this is your metro, you should contribute in that. And the euphoria was so much built up that there were celebrities who used.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to India's first corporate news channel. We invite interviews, articles, press releases from your organization. Visit our portal www.indianconventions.com. Thank you.